You are there. Come on, right here.
I don't need you to give them to me. I got my own people.
Shoot towards my boys,
Huh?
right here.
All right.
Yeah, straight in front of you.
Hey guys, welcome to another edition of Couples Connect with Kevin and
Tanya.
Yeah, so man, we got another amazing couple here today, man, to kind of share their story about different things they've went through. Because that's what we do here at Couples Connect, right? We want to talk about the journey of a couple who went through some things, and maybe you can see yourself in that journey, and I don't know, maybe pull some things out that you can actually apply to your own marriage, right? So we're excited today, man.
Super excited.
This is like family today. We don't.
Yes.
This is not just your ordinary couple. We got family on the show today, man. So, but without further delay, we're gonna bring them on out, man. We got our friends, family members, David and Sheila Turner in the building. What's going on, fam?
Yes, we're glad to be here.
Yeah,
yes,
man.
Indeed.
So,
yes, indeed.
Dave and Sheila, man, y'all doing some amazing stuff, man, in the community. Sheila, you're a very advocate, volunteer, doing a lot of different things. Y'all have your own nonprofit that you guys are going. Dave then wrote a book on us, you know what I'm saying? Slid a book in on us. Man, and everything that you guys are doing, it's really making a huge impact in the community that we all live in here in Grand Prairie, Texas, right? So everybody know who you guys are. We don't even get to the famous shot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
We have a celebrity in the house.
We got a little celebrity in the building, Mr. David
Turner.
You know what I'm saying? That shot that he made and that went viral on social media.
Yes.
Super dope stuff, man. So we just want you guys to kind of maybe just share your story, man, because obviously David, right, is blind, and he's had some challenges, some health challenges that he had to go through and still going through. But as a couple, man, you guys still just make it look so graceful and just like y'all still in love, man. And Dave has the most infectious personality. I mean, this guy was talking, about 3 weeks ago, Dave, and I was like, just constantly letting him know, like, man, I just commend you so much on your spirit. It's just so encouraging, you know, of everything that he's going through. You never know it by talking with David Turner, everything he's going through. So it's just amazing to have you guys here and tell your stories. So, yeah, welcome. So let the people know, man, a little bit about who you guys are, man. How long you've been married? Y'all got kids? What's going on? Talk to us.
Well, I am Sheila Turner, and David and I, we've been married 33 years, but on June 30th, it will be 34 years.
Oh,
wow.
30.
And we have 2 sons, Trey and Xavier, and we have 2 grandchildren, Zamari and Azil. And we're just so blessed to just be here today. And we thank you guys for inviting us to come.
Absolutely.
Thank you for saying
Absolutely.
yes.
Really, I'm just seeing how, family does you. But I'm David. I'm here just blessed. I'm highly favored, and my wife has said pretty much what I would have said, who she is, who I am. 34 years, yes. 36 knowing each other. So we've actually been together since 88.
Wow.
Wow.
And so that's a long time if you look back and you kind of ask yourself, how in the world did she make it? But she did it, and so did I. Bless the Lord.
Yes.
Bless the Lord.
Yes.
So, yes, 2 wonderful children, 2 wonderful grandchildren, and we are steadily moving.
Amen.
Yes.
I love it. So tell me this, are you guys originally from the Dallas Fort Worth area? Where you guys originally from?
Actually, I'm from Monroe, Louisiana, and David is
Louisiana.
I'm from Grambling, Louisiana, but I tell everybody I'm from Cali. I was born in Grambling, but I was transferred not too soon after because my father was in the military. So I was in Sacramento, California. So that's what I tell everybody. But I am actually from Grambling, Louisiana.
Yes.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah, good deal. And I guess, you know what? I guess that explains it though, man. You know what I'm saying? Louisiana, because obviously we're both from Louisiana as well, right? New Orleans and New Iberia. And it's just a different energy and hospitality and the way we love and the way that we, you know, just go about life is different. Because I know when we moved to Dallas, it was a little culture shock, you know, because people are a little different, you know, and because we was used to, like I'm used to like giving people a hug, hey, because we just all family, right, in Louisiana. But it was a little different here in Dallas. But I've come to accustom to it. I kind of got used to it now. So yeah, what do you say?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm used to it a little bit. You know, it was kind of like it wasn't as friendly when we moved here, so we had to get used to that. But now, you know, it didn't rob us from us being friendly. So we're just kind of like just go with the flow now.
For sure.
But I love it here. Like I absolutely love Dallas, Texas.
Yeah, man. Dallas is home now, man. Dallas is home. It's what, 24 years now.
Yeah.
So this is home. So tell us, man. We want to know. So the biggest thing I think for me, when I think of David and Sheila Turner, is the amazing journey that Dave has had to deal with, and then I think some other things that Sheila shared with me, right? Not just the blind piece, right? But also some other things. But the way that y'all go through it, it just simply, I'm telling y'all, man, I'm inspired every time I talk to you guys and see you guys. And I want to kind of see if you guys can really paint that picture for the viewers, right? Especially for people who might be listening.
Right.
Let's start from the beginning, right? When you guys were married and just enjoying life.
Right.
And then when did it first happen with the eyesight? When did that start to first kind of become an issue for you guys, and how did that happen?
Actually, the eyesight problem didn't occur until after the sickness. Around 2010, 2011.
And the sickness meaning what sickness?
Gastroparesis.
Gotcha.
Which basically just means that my stomach was being paralyzed and I couldn't digest food properly. It wouldn't stay down. It would always come back up. And so with that illness is a lot of pain. Now at the beginning, it didn't cause as many problems as it has here over the past few years. But with gastroparesis, you are literally in the hospital constantly, and there's no cure. You're in pain. The pain is excruciating. It literally feels like someone's reaching in your stomach and twisting. And you find yourself bent over in the fetal position in most cases. And I hate to say it, grown man, you'll cry your eyes out with that kind of pain. And so I dealt with that from 2010 till about 2013 when my sight was really pretty much just about gone. I lost my sight in 2013. I realized that it was time to give up the keys when I drove into the back of a Sparklets truck. I could not see the back end of it because of all the sparkles. The sun was shining on it and it blinded me, and I totaled the front end of my car. And so after that, I hung up the keys.
Yeah. So let's kind of go back a little bit. So Sheila, this is happening, right, to your husband.
Right.
At that point, well, tell me this: from the sickness to the going blind, how long was that stint? from being diagnosed from the stomach issue, and then all of a sudden now he's blind?
It took about 3 years because he was in and out of the hospital. They had no idea what was going on.
Right.
The doctors couldn't figure it out. And it took us going back and forth to the hospital many times until we finally went to a hospital and the ER doctor said what it sounded like and told him what he needed to do to test to find out if it was actually that particular disease. And after the test, it was gastroparesis. And so even with knowing what it was, we still went years trying to figure out what we can do, how we can get help with this gastroparesis. And it's still happening today. We even went to the Mayo Clinic in Florida, you know, just for them to say, yes, it's gastroparesis, but there's no cure for that particular disease. And so that's where we are right now. And I'm telling you, it's an ugly disease. And my prayer is that one day, and I know it could happen, you know, one day there's a cure, because he's not the only one going through like that. So many people are, but a lot of people have never heard of gastroparesis. So we say that word a lot so that people can say, oh, I've heard of that disease, you know. So that's what we have gone through. And those 3 years we were back and forth, not knowing what was going on.
Yeah. And then in that how did they ever identify how that links to the eyesight? Because if it stems from that sickness, how does it all connect to the eyesight?
Actually, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
The eyesight was lost due to diabetes.
Oh, something totally different. Gotcha.
Right. Diabetes was, I was diagnosed with diabetes in 93, 94. And I was actually on insulin from the very beginning. I lost my sight somewhat then when it happened. I blacked out in my restroom and woke up and could barely see, but drove myself to the hospital down the street and got to the hospital, and they kept me for 7 days before they could even get my blood sugar down. I think I registered at like 924 or something like that, which is just outrageous.
Yeah.
Doctors on the outside of my room were saying I shouldn't have made it. I should have been in a coma. And they didn't expect me to continue to make it with those numbers. But they put me on an insulin drip and I came down after 7 days. That was diabetes, how it started. And that's how the eyesight got lost.
Yeah.
Over the years, I did not take my diabetes seriously. And I was not taking medicine and insulin like I was supposed to. I mean, who wants to stick themselves day in, day out? Especially when you're not used to it. And so at the very beginning, your average young man, hard-headed, very hard-headed. And so because of that, 2013 came along and I lost my sight completely. Before that, I had a retinal detachment in left eye, and they tried to go in and fix it and actually made it worse. So I couldn't see out of the left, but I was still going to work and driving. But because of what I did for corporate, I was IT. I was a technician, IT technician. And so with that being the case, I could no longer read the screen because a lot of what I did was hardware and software related. And so being IT, I would have to literally go into a computer and see exactly what was going on, and I couldn't do that any longer. So that's how the sight thing happened in 2013.
Yeah. Yeah. And Sheila, again, how do you, the sight, your husband is losing his sight. Where's your mindset in all that?
It was hard at first because I was so used to David doing a lot. We go places, David wants to drive, and David doing all the cooking in the home, the boys want dad to cook instead of mom. So it's like David was doing the cooking, but he still never gave up those things. But it was really hard. And then it took a while for me to be able to just get used to that. And then once I did, a prayer comes in, and having a relationship with God.
Yeah.
Because if we didn't, I don't know where we would actually be. Right. Going through something like that. That's why you have to have family and friends when you're going through certain things. You need that support.
Absolutely.
So we had family support. We had church support. And so it got easier, as the time went on. But at the beginning, it was very hard. And then I had two boys. I have two boys, two sons who all about dad. They here to support mom, what you need. They make sure dad is okay. And even to this day, they still making sure dad is okay. So that helped us out a whole lot.
Yes.
Being in that kind of that position. So
gotta love those boys.
Yeah.
But one thing also, gastroparesis was with the diabetes also. That had something to do with gastroparesis as well.
That's what I was going to ask. What is the cause for gastroparesis? So diabetes plays a part in that?
It played a part, but that's not the only way. Some people, get gastroparesis, but his, due to his diabetes being out of whack and for years.
Yeah.
So it just hurt his body.
Wow.
So how old were the kids at that time when the eyesight was gone and kids were pretty young, I'm sure? No?
No, 11 years ago. So 23, 22 and 24.
Yeah.
So should have been around that.
Yeah. How did they deal with it? Dad can't see, can't, do some of the things he used to do.
How did they?
They dealt with it.
Yeah.
Young men. They stepped up to the plate, and God really provided everything we needed from that point. He put them in a position to where they could get cars. They were driving. So it wasn't up to Sheila to have to take me everywhere and do everything for me. When one door closes, another door opens. God always makes a way.
Yeah. And
so he definitely made a way in through them. And they have really, 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 I don't think I could have made it this far without them.
Mm-hmm.
God really blessed us with two wonderful boys, staying out of trouble, not doing anything to harm the family or, in any way. They really have been exemplary to everything that we've needed. They've done. They've done it all. Wow. I can't stress that enough. God really blessed us with them.
So I have a question. This may be a hard question to ask or even to answer, but during the time that you were diagnosed with gastric paresis, was it preventable in your case? Was there something you could have done to prevent it?
Diabetes is a disease that eats away at the small blood vessels.
Okay.
So any small blood vessels in your body are prone to attack. In this case, the blood vessels that went to my stomach, those are not big vessels. And so they were messed up. Diabetes messed those up. Same thing with my eyes. You have small blood vessels in the back of your eyes. And so that's why your eyes are under attack. And then everything else kind of just falls into that realm of possibilities. Anything with small blood vessels is, prone to act up, not act right. So because of this diabetes, after all of that, now I'm suffering with many, many things. I had to deal with the blindness, gastroparesis, congestive heart failure, kidney disease. All of that was a result of diabetes.
Wow.
And I'm just praying that nothing else comes from this. Now I've been diagnosed with cancer on my right kidney. And, but the thing about it is through prayer, God has allowed me to realize, son, I allowed you to make it through gastroparesis. If you can make it through that, you can make it through this. And that's what I'm going with. I just believe God is going to bless me through this.
All of this, and you are just earlier, you were cracking jokes. And I was like, wow, I didn't know you had this big personality behind everything that you're going through. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's really why I wanted to share your story, man, because anyone who know, David and Sheila, man, they fall in love with you guys because Dave, everything that you're going through, man, it's let me back up and just say this. God is able.
Yes.
Let's just lead with that, right?
Yes.
So no matter what you're going through, trusting and having faith in God goes a long way. And I know that you guys are, God believers. You're has a heart after God, and God is in your lives, man. So I know that He's carried you guys this far, and it's for a reason, it's for a purpose, and it may be for moments like this to tell your story and make others aware of, this disease that's, kind of, I don't know, I guess you could say kind of uncommon. People don't know a lot about.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So again, man, I love how you guys are going through all this so gracefully, and it has God all on it. You know what I'm saying? The way that you guys deal with it, that's God, man. That's God. So thank you guys for being so transparent with us today. So all this is going on. Sheila, I'm back to you because again, even though David is dealing with the sickness and illness, y'all both are dealing with it together.
Yes.
So it's not just his, things he's going through, you're going through it as well. Again, the mindset of the spouse who's dealing with someone who's going through things like Dave is going through. What is your thought long term? Do you have any, or is it day by day thoughts, or what, how, because something has to shift in you on how your life is now affected based on what your husband is going through. What did that look like for you long term? Like, okay, he's fully blind now. What's changing in your mindset in your life?
David has helped me a lot because he encourages me. He'll tell me, for me to see him go through what he's going through, and sometimes it seems like it doesn't even matter to him because he's not always me.
Yeah, it's
easier for me to say okay. But if it was like, oh this, oh that, it would be so hard on me. But when I talk to him, he encourages me a lot of times, more than you would know. And so sometimes I look down on things or whatever, and David like, nope. He said, God already knew all of this was gonna happen. So that's who we turn to. He's doing it for a reason. He always say, why not me? Why not I be the one that God has chosen to go through this? And then I sit back and I look and I'm like, I guess you're right, And then, I don't know, he's such a strong individual. And because of that, it helps me so much. And I say, okay, now what's going to happen? Because just like he was talking about the kidney problem, they're talking about a surgery to remove one of his kidneys. It's coming up soon. We don't know when, and he is so still inspirational about it. He's not down or anything. He's like, well, if God wants that to happen, he'll take it out. He said, Sheila, not everything is for us. It's for other people as well.
Yes.
And so by him saying that, it helps me out so much. And I just like, God, okay, now you created this man. You know how to fix him, And so we're going through this. His beginning from his end. So right now we're in the middle part. God, you got to help us walk this out.
Yeah.
And we got to keep our focus on him. It's hard. It is hard for the family,
For sure.
So for us to go through, it's very hard. But if we just keep our eyes and our focus on God, regardless of how hard it is, we'll be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely. Wow. So,
David wanted to say something.
Dave, you got something?
I'm just gonna make about 2 or 3 points. One, to go along with what you had just said about my big personality. I smile and crack jokes to keep from crying. I have to keep myself uplifted the best way I know how. Prayer is the answer. And so with that, I have joy. I have peace. Again, why not me? Why can't I be the one to go through this? And this is not just for me. This is for somebody else to be encouraged. Somebody who's walking through similar situations, somebody who's going through somewhat what I'm going through. This is just to say, you can make it. Prayer is the answer. Prayer is the key.
Yes.
You can make it through this. And then for me, finally, I always have said this and will always continue to. There's always someone else worse off than you. I don't care what the situation is. There is somebody who's dealing with something a whole lot worse than I am. So I've got to smile. I've got to tell myself it's okay. God has me. I'm protected. I'm covered. I'm blinded by the enemy. I've got a hedge of protection around me. I'm not even worried now. And if I can make it through all of that, I can make it through anything that comes my way.
Yes.
I'm going to keep my head up.
You better not complain about no headache to me. No backaches.
Wow, man.
Oh,
Jesus. So
we can end on that.
I know you mentioned, you said, why not me? Right?
Yes.
But then again, was there ever a point where you asked, why me? To God?
It hurts a lot.
Yeah.
It hurts a lot. There are many days I cry. I break down sometimes because I know how good God is.
Yes.
And I know how good he can be. And I sometimes have asked myself, Lord, I haven't really asked myself. I kind of buckle down and I say, Lord, I'm tired. I'm tired of going through this. It's just hard. The pain, to have to deal with that kind of pain, is just hard. I don't worry about it though. I don't worry about it as much. And when that thought comes, I have to put that thought out of my mind. And I have to think on the good things that the Lord has done for me and is doing. And when I do that, I can make it past those hard periods, where it just hurts. And it hurts, to say, Lord, I'm tired. I did that the other day and my wife heard me. And she came in the room and she said, I heard you when you said that you were tired. She said, I just don't know what it is I can do to help. And it's not about her helping, but she can lift me up in prayer, and that's all I ask. Keep me covered. Keep praying over me. Keep anointing me with oil. Do whatever God has called you to do. We're prayer warriors, and that's what we're going to do. And we're going to keep going to God. The doctor can fix, but Jesus can heal.
Yes.
And so we're believing and standing in that, and we can make it through anything else that comes our way.
Woo. I commend you, Sheila. My Lord. Ooh.
Man.
you.
So Sheila, you're kind of like the glue now, right? The glue because David goes through his ups and downs and his emotions and everything, and he's questioning God sometimes. And of course he believes in God, but I can only imagine the things that he go through, the pain and the suffering. And I would imagine that question comes up, why me? So you have to step in and be that strength for him. Does that ever weigh down on you? Do you feel now any, and I hate to use the word burden, but do you feel any extra weight to carry the family and still be the strength, for him and the boys? And do you feel that weight?
they're grown now, so
Yeah.
it makes it easier. But yes, he'll tell me. He goes, I'm just blind. I'm not handicapped. He doesn't like a lot of help.
Yeah.
But I am there. And I want him to know I'm here for you, you know. And sometimes it does, you know, it is burdensome. Because sometimes I say, Dave, I'm tired of seeing you going through this. I'm tired. And he goes, well, Sheila, I'm the one going through. And so, you know, I was like, yeah, you are, but it's a family as well. You know, when you go through,
Yeah.
we go through. When
Yeah.
you hurt, we hurt.
Yeah.
And so it is. Sometimes, you know, you can feel like you're in it all alone. And that's the reason we kind of, you know, started the nonprofit, because we want people who feel like they're in it all alone, or it's just them going through. Like David says, somebody out there worse. And you're not the only one. It comes to me, your family's not the only one going through this. And I'm like, okay, thank you, God. Thank you, God. And I'm here for you. And so we have to really just, we talking about God, but we really, really, really do have to put our faith in him and just trust him to just bring us out of whatever we're going through. We know we're not done, and we know that, but we know he has it all in control.
Yeah.
And we know that prayer does change things. And so we just going to continue to put our faith in God. There's a scripture that says that your faith not stand in the wisdom of man, but in the power of God. God is all powerful.
Yeah.
So we already know.
Yeah.
That's who we put our faith and our trust in. So.
Wow. I love it.
For sickness, for health, for richer or poor, to death do us part.
Yeah.
When we say those vows, we have to really mean that. We have to really mean it.
Yeah.
Because there's going to come a point in our life, in our marriage, where we're going to be tested with 2, 3, 4, maybe all of them, but there will come a time.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys are the cornerstone. We're looking at you. And when we are tested, we're going to remember Sheila and David.
So tell me, Dave, you know, before we get to the book and then get to the nonprofit, did you ever consider that maybe the weight that maybe Sheila had to carry now since of your sickness? Did you ever consider that maybe she's like, all right, even though like you know that, hey, I'm going through this, but I know my wife is going through it as well. Did you ever have that conversation with her at any point?
We've talked about it, but it hasn't really gone into deep conversation. We've had brief conversations about it, kind of touching it here and there. Not, you know, because we don't really want to focus on it. We want to do and say everything that we can to get past it. But even more so, we want to continue to be encouragement for other people. And as long as we're, for lack of a better phrase, wallowing in our sorrow, or, you know, just kind of wading around in it, instead of doing that, we kind of focus on the positives that are in it.
Yeah.
You know, there are some positives. You know, there's the fact that it's still a miracle, you know, happening. There's still healing going on. You know, while we may not see it physically,
yeah,
we know that it is, especially mentally. We're able to deal with it better than a lot of people are. We are running across individuals that are unable to deal with what they're going through. And so we have to stand strong and be an encouragement for them. And nobody wants to, you know, be encouraged by somebody walking around saying, woe is me.
Yeah.
And so we have to be strong. And so while the conversation is had, it's just not deep conversation. We get there, we get off of it, and we go, we keep moving forward.
Oh, I like that.
You don't stay in it.
Yeah, I like it. So tell me, you wrote a book, man. You're an author, baby.
Yes.
Yeah. So tell me, what's what's the reason why you wanted to write a book? Book entitled, it's self-entitled, I Am David, by Faith Not Sight, by David Turner. What would prompt you to want to write a book?
Well, I kind of wanted, a lot of individuals told me I needed to tell my story.
Yep.
And I don't really get the opportunity that much. But when I do, I don't want to go deep into detail. So the book kind of shares a little bit about some of the things I went through. It touches on the gastroparesis, but it really doesn't go into deep detail. And it kind of just gives an idea of some of the things that the way I look at it. The title I Am David actually is because I relate to King David in the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
The things that he went through and the battles he had to face and how he was a man after God's own heart. And that's what I wanted to, to be an example of, a man after God's own heart. Ask God, before you go into just doing things, ask God, is this what you want me to do? Is this what you would have for my life? Is this your will for me? And so that's why it's named I Am David. Although my name is David, there's so many instances where our lives come together. He was a musician, so am I. He played the harp, I played piano. I mean, they mirrored each other in so many ways that I just saw that as the person in the Bible who really, gave an example of me. And so, yeah, that's where that came from.
Nice.
I love it, man. So I'm gonna share something with you. I don't know if I think I might have shared with Sheila, and I don't know if she might have shared it with you, but a couple months, maybe going closer to a year now, I was diagnosed with glaucoma, right?
Uh-huh.
And I had a situation where I actually went to the doctor. I was kind of, every now and then I get a little blurriness, a little blurry vision in my left eye. And so I went to the doctor because it was starting to happen a little bit, more regular.
Mm-hmm.
And anyway, so they diagnosed me with glaucoma. But the very last time I went to a specialist eye doctor, and my wife might be able to share the story better than I can because I about lost it. But what happened is, I want you to understand and realize that at a moment where I literally was at risk of losing my eyesight, I tapped into David Turner. And I pulled some inspiration from how you deal with things so gracefully, and what and just your spirit about the whole sickness and everything. I tapped into that, and that helped me, dude. I really want you to know that helped me in that moment, because I literally had a moment where I thought I was about to go blind.
Well, the doctor told you.
Yeah, she can probably tell you better because I lost it when I thought I was about. At that moment, she told me, you're about to lose your eyesight. At that very moment, and everything else it was a blur, and I just literally about to pass out.
Yeah.
He
went there that morning. He was like, I'm not leaving. Somebody got to do something, because my eyes is hurting too bad. I'm not leaving. Got him back there, and the doctor told him, she said, sir, you are about to lose your eyesight. I'm not going to let you leave. You cannot leave. She said, because if you do, you are going to lose your eyesight. So she kept him there. We was there almost half of the day. But when she told him that, I mean, he acted as if he really lost his eyesight. That's all. I think what he heard was, sir, you're blind. And we had to bring him back. He was gone for about 45 minutes. We had to literally bring him back to that room. But
would bring me back, meaning I was gone mentally.
He was gone. He had checked out.
And it was like, you okay, Mr. Locks? And
we had to get him water and fan him.
And I had I had an anxiety attack.
Yeah.
It really was like an anxiety attack.
And I do remember you telling me you thought about David.
I
You
did.
did.
And,
You told me that.
and I pulled from that, and because she literally told me, she said, "You're about to lose eyesight in your left eye, and we're going to try to do everything we can to save the other eye." So
Right.
literally, she had already diagnosed me as like, one of your eyes is gone already,
Right.
and we're gonna try our best to save you for the other one. And I lost it, man. I lost it in that moment, right? Because everything went from like 0 to 100 like real quick.
Yeah.
And the way she said it, she was
Yeah.
a little. She could have been a little different the way she.
It was her delivery.
Her delivery through her delivery
That's science.
messed me up.
That's science.
You
That's
know?
science.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, I just wanted you to know, man, that I pulled from you in that moment when I finally came through, and it really just kind of helped me to just kind of settle in a little bit and almost accept that my faith or whatever it was going to be at that point, you know. And that came from you, Dave. Everything, I promise you, you was on my mind in that moment. So, but anyway, so I just wanted to kind of share
Appreciate
that.
that. Thank
Yeah,
you.
man.
Thank you
Yeah,
very much.
yeah.
And that just brings two things to me. One, man can say no, but Jesus can still say yes.
Mm-hmm.
And so don't always take what they say as the last word. You got the opportunity to go to God and say, Lord, you heard this, but you know the real situation.
Right.
And then the other thing was, for me, when I first lost my sight and gave up the keys, one of the things, and I put it in my book, that I used to do is sit in my driver's seat in the garage of the car and still back the car in and out of the garage because I was so used to doing everything on my own and for myself, driving myself everywhere and doing everything I wanted to do. And now I'm not going to be able to do that.
Right.
And so for about a month, I was out of it. But again, don't stay there.
Yeah.
Move and move on.
Yeah.
Move forward. Press forward of the things of God. Press forward. And as long as you do that, don't stay there. Just realize that the things that you're going through are temporary. And you can still make it.
Yeah.
Things are still possible. That's all I'm saying. I'll leave it at that. There you go.
So we want to end this on a lighter note.
Yes.
What do you guys do for fun?
Ooh.
Well,
I know you do
I
something.
love to go shopping and everything, but he'll go with me, and he'll want to sit in the car though.
Yeah.
Because David, cold nature, I would think.
I am.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
It's
so
cold
he'll
in here right now.
Just go with you.
Uh-huh.
Shop.
Mm-hmm.
Listen to his music.
Be happy.
And he's happy.
He's a music person. And we really enjoy bringing joy to other people. We had an opportunity more than one time to there's another nonprofit organization, Expanded Horizon.
Yep.
And so they do the after school care thing, the after school tutoring at this one apartment complex. And so she brought him on to do music with the children, and they enjoyed it. And we also went to Charlie Taylor Recreation Center. She does it over there as well. And just to bring joy to those children through music by him can't see. And they were like, oh my goodness. And so just bringing joy to people together. I like doing ministry with David because we do ministry together. At our church, we lead the intercessory prayer team. We were youth leaders for years. And so we kind of gave it up because of him going in and out of the hospital so much. We wanted someone to take it on who can get the baton and keep going.
Yeah.
And so, but we love youth, and we just love bringing joy to people, spreading joy.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
So By Faith Not Sight is you guys' nonprofit organization. Talk about that a little bit. What are you guys doing for your nonprofit organization, and how was that birth? Obviously, probably through David, right? But what does your nonprofit offer? What are you guys doing with that?
Basically, it's just support. We're a support system for those that are going through the similar instances. Those that are, kind of sick and shut in, feel like they don't have anywhere to turn. But it's not just for the patient, it's for the patient's family as well. We want to be there for them to let them know that they're not the only ones going through this. There's others that are suffering as well. So when you get to a point where you feel like you're by yourself, it's our job to encourage you at that moment and let you know that you're not by yourself. There are those of us that are there that would like to help you in whatever way we possibly can. It's not a lot that we can do, but we can definitely come together with you, offer prayer. If you need groceries or something like that, we could help you out some kind of way, maybe a ride or lift to a doctor's appointment, whatever the case may be. That's some of what our intentions are as the nonprofit. I think we just helped out one of the council members that passed away. And we were told about it through one of the nonprofit owners. He kind of gave us the idea of what was going on with him. And so he had a request. He was on hospice. He had a request, for some things, special items that he likes. And so we sent a gift over and said, get those items for him. Mm-hmm. And he was so happy. And found out a few days later he passed. But he was so happy. And that's our intention, to lift the standard, raise the standard, let you know that you're not by yourself and that we're here for whatever you might need. So, and that nursing homes. We like nursing homes, recreation centers, children, all that. It doesn't matter who you are. If you are sick of any kind, that's the realm of our vision. That's what we want to do. Our mission is to help those that are going
But
through.
it kind of started where David in and out of the hospital, and I have a huge family, and so we had so much family support. And one time when he got out, he was like, imagine those people who are going through don't have any type of support,
Mm-hmm.
And so God, he put nonprofit on us, but we both said, when we say a nonprofit, we both said, by faith, not sight,
Yeah.
And so it's like, God's like, yes, that's it. So we just want to be inspiration. We want to let people know that we see you, because a lot of people feel nobody sees them.
No pun intended.
God.
Right.
Yeah. And let them know that God sees you. Everybody, the world don't have to see you. God sees you, and he loves you, and he cares about you.
Yeah.
And so that was the biggest thing with us, and that's what we're still doing. But it was Mr. Barry Sanders who told us about, I think his name was Charles. If you remember, I think he had something to do. But and it brought us so much joy to be able to do that for him. And he was so happy. And it's like, thank you, God, that we were able to put a smile on someone's face. And that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. Just being that support for others.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I tell you, man, the work that you guys are doing is absolutely amazing. And just through it, to stem from everything that David's been through, it almost feels like this truly was an appointed journey, by God for you guys to do everything that you're doing. But your work in the community is being felt for sure. I absolutely love you guys and everything that you're standing for and what you've been doing in the community. And anything we can do, man, to support and help. Sheila, David, you guys can always reach out to me. Sheila reached out a couple of times when she needs something or just trying to get some info. So continue to do that, man. Just know that that we're here for you guys, man, to support you in any way that we can. Really quick, I seen a video on YouTube that was going bananas. It was a viral video, baby. It was this guy, man. I don't know.
He looked like the guy that's sitting across
He
from
looked
us.
like it, and it went viral, man, for this basketball shot that he made, man, and it took on a life of its own. Talk about that viral video, man. What was that like? What did it do for you in terms of just being out there and stuff? So talk us through that experience.
I'm weirded out.
Let me say something, because of that video. So David has been going in and out of the hospital for years. And I went to God. I said, God, let my husband know that you still see him. You haven't forgotten about him. Because he had given up a lot of things that he used to do, And I don't know. I'm not saying he was feeling that type of way. But I tell you, after I prayed that video happened. We weren't trying to do a viral video. We just having family fun. And for that video to reach like 10 million in 3 days, it was like God was saying, I see you. And it's not about people really seeing him, but God was reminding him, I see you, David.
Yeah.
And so for so many people, I mean, it was just other countries, just so many people, even like Britney Spears shared that video, Wow. And so it was just ESPN Sports, Sports Illustrated and all these.
Look at David smiles.
What my husband said. But my husband said, Sheila, that one.
It wasn't.
He said, I don't get.
I'm still weirded out.
He said, I don't get no. What were you saying, D?
I'm not really. That's not me. It's not about me. It's not about me. And I'm still weirded out by the video. The night after it happened, my family could not sleep. It was like 3 million in the middle of the night. And it kept climbing and climbing for 3 days. And I'm like, okay, big deal, big whoop. And I had no idea what that all meant. Now, had they told me if we had done it the right way, it could have been monetary. All right, then. I would definitely praise God. Yeah. Right. However, it didn't happen that way because that's not what the intention was meant for. Right. It wasn't for us to gain monetary anything, it wasn't for that. The purpose was to reach and encourage people and let them know, shoot your shot. Don't give up. Just go ahead and keep doing what you got to do. Of course, now because of that and some other things, and the things that we're doing in the community, we're good friends with Mayor Johnson. Ron Johnson. We love him. And because of that, he gave me my day, June 18th.
Oh, wow.
And proclamation. And so that in itself made it worthwhile. And now when I run across Mayor Johnson, he always gives me a big hug. And I just want him to know I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Right.
And he wrote the foreword in my book. One of them anyway. My pastors wrote the other. And in so doing, this is how you and I became so close through the council chamber. Yeah. And so, God has a way of working things out.
Yeah. He does.
We have a David Day coming up.
Yeah,
June 18th.
He says
there. Thank you, Derwin. I'll be opening restaurants, one near you.
There you go. Well, hey, man. Well, man, thank you guys, man, for just being a true light in the community.
Thank
you. I truly believe that, man, and you guys are doing some amazing stuff, and I can only imagine what God is going to continue to do in your life, right? So I really just adore you guys, man. I love you guys, man, and I really do mean that, man. I really, really do, because you guys are not just from everything that's going on and you've done. Y'all just good people, you know what I'm saying? And then I really love your heart, and your way that you're trying to, and the way that you're trying to get this message out to people and just make more awareness of the disease and also just giving back to the community. So thank you guys so much, man, for that.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you for today, man, sharing your story, being transparent about everything that you guys kind of went through and still going through.
Right.
So we're going to definitely, Ty and I are going to continue to stay in prayer for you guys for sure, because we know that, with God, all things are possible. So,
and since we're family, I'll be looking for my check.
Just send us your address, David.
Right. But anything you want to say to close out, man?
I just want to say thank you. And I love you guys. Thank you for sharing your story. I've never heard of gastroparesis. And now I'm about to Google it and find out more about it. But because you've said this on this show, some people who may be suffering and don't know what they're going through, it could possibly help.
Right.
So
Absolutely.
thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Truly.
So where can people get the book? If they want to get the book, where can they find it?
It's everywhere.
Yeah. Everywhere?
Amazon, Barnes and Nobles.
He has a website also.
Yeah.
I am davidbooks.com where you can get book. I am David book.com.
Okay.
Like he said, Amazon. And if you just Google I am David book by faith, not sight, they will have different places where you can get the book.
Okay. Awesome. And we're going to have all that in the show notes, man, for people that if they want to purchase and kind of look that up. And also, how can they get more information about the nonprofit by Faith Not Sight if they want to kind of look that up?
Oh, before we say that, we were talking to Billy Joe Coffee.
Okay.
And we were talking about doing a book signing.
Okay.
And toward the end of the summer, over there at Billy Joe Coffee. So
yeah,
more information coming up about that.
Yeah.
But tell them about the organization, how they can find it.
Well, I mean, you can just go to our website, byfaithnotsight.org. That's byfaithnotsight.org.
Okay.
And you can find out everything that you would like to know about the nonprofit.
Awesome.
Or Facebook, by Faith Not Sight, or Instagram, by Faith
Not Sight.org.
By Faith Not Sight.org.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Okay. And we'll make sure to put all in the show notes, man. Guys, thank y'all so much, man, for being our guest today. This was amazing, sharing your testimony, and hopefully someone who might be going through some similar situations can pull from that and really get the research and the knowledge that they need to understand maybe what's going on with them if they don't really know, right, what's going on. And just to pull from the story of both you guys together and how a strong Black woman is holding her man down, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Which is a beautiful thing to see. So thank you guys, man. So, hey, man, you heard it, man, from David and Sheila Turner, man. Check out all their socials. Look them up, man. Look up that famous shot from my boy,
Yes.
Dave. Let's push that thing and make it go viral again, man. So, again, man, we want to thank you guys for tuning in with Couples Connect with Kev and Tan. Make sure that you like, subscribe, and share this information. We want to continue to put this stuff out. And we're just blessed to be here to do this. So we hope you guys are enjoying it. So anything you want to share, baby?
No, that's it.
Just gonna sit there and look beautiful?
That's
Okay.
it.
All right. Hey, man, this is Couples Connect with Kevin Tan, man, and we out.
Peace.